Okay folks, this will be an interesting one. See how we make this one come up a treat. Okay, let's see what we have. We have here what's called chenille sticks, tinsel. So tinsel chenille sticks. They look like things that we used to have as kids called pipe cleaners. I think chenille is just because these are not actually pipe cleaners, but they're made like them. So, but they're called chenille sticks, but they just look like the old pipe cleaners, but without being pipe cleaners. So we just put them there. Yeah, they come up looking quite nice. Going to make this into a movement piece. Going to use it on that. Going to take these away, or maybe, I don't know, these are going to be our master copy, even though it looks a bit dark. I don't know how it's going to look as a movement piece. When I think of movement, it makes me think of constipation and toilet related stuff. Movement, bowel movements. I do have problems with them, and I did do a demo recently of a box of chocolate movie coal. So yeah, I've covered that. Anyway, that looks interesting. Wondering if we could do this again. I don't like the reflective bits are a bit shitty. So we're going to go back and we're going to go here. Well, actually, we're going to make it that, and we're going to go back to what we used, our packet of chenille sticks. I don't know why they call them chenille. Sounds like Tennille, like Captain and Tennille, the musical duo of the 70s. Captain and Tennille. Yeah, that looks a lot better. It looks a bit fuzzy though, but it looks reasonably good. I think we could use it. But yeah, it makes me think of the name Captain and Tennille. Chenille. It just sounds like Captain and Tennille. The Captain and Tennille. Chenille. Going to leave these settings as they are. Looks a bit blurry-ish or white. But anyway, we're going to use it. Captain and Tennille. Chenille. how this is going to look. Oh, that looks interesting. Looks really blurry though. Maybe we could use that. I was thinking a little bit in the corner there, but maybe not. Captain and Tennille, Chenille. I'm going to try again on a darker exposure setting. But yeah, chenille just sounds so much like Tennille. Chenille sticks. Oh, that looks a bit more green. Still looks a bit on the blurry side though. That looks nice, the shapes in that. I do think we can do a better one. Tennille, Captain and Tennille. I remember there was a song they had that I really liked, but I forgot the name of it. I don't know the song name or how it went, but it was a really cool song. I really liked it. I'm a bit young for Captain and Tennille because basically they were in the 70s. No, it doesn't mean I can't listen to it. It just means that it was in a different time and a different place. Things were different back in their days. Things were a lot different. Everything now is really full of care and worry. You've got COVID-19, which indeed has overtaken the world by storm for all the wrong reasons, and we have to somehow fight this disease. Otherwise, it's going to disrupt the economy and people are going to keep dying and all the rest of it. And back in those days, they didn't have COVID, so it just seemed like a happier time in general. And it just seemed like things were happier then than they are now. Things just seemed a lot nicer back in Captain and Tennille's heyday. Yeah, that looks interesting. It's not looking as good as I'd like it to. Yeah, Captain and Tennille. Oh, I just can't get them out of my head now for some reason. I'm just thinking this is not working. Captain and Tennille. Love, love will keep us together. Da, 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 da. Just singing along to an old song of theirs. I was still a child when they were on the charts, but the songs have been played on a lot of the time on radio stations like Smooth FM and other nostalgic stations, radio. So I do know that song, Love Will Keep Us Together. I did read an article about Captain and Tennille. I think the captain had, he apparently had Parkinson's or some disease, and Tennille ran off with another man. So it was really sad to read that. I'm not a big fan of their music, but I do appreciate that they had an impact on the music world, and it just seems so sad that Tennille had to do what she did, and she did the dirty on the poor captain. And, you know, love will keep us together. How can that seem to be true when something like that happens and they can't stick together in their old age and die together or die loving each other? I don't understand how she did that. I know he was sick and he couldn't, you know, he obviously wasn't able to do the things that you'd expect someone to do if they were still well, such as having sex, you know, and basically it just seemed really sad that had to happen to such a seemingly romantic musical item. You know, there's nothing like the beauty of music, of a pair of musicians singing a song together, writing a song together like they did back in their heyday. And now it's like all ruined because of infidelity, or because the poor captain had a disease that is typical of people in their old age. I know it's frustrating, but it's not nice. Marriage is an important thing. It's till death do you part. I know that sounds a bit old-fashioned, but it's true. It's till death do you part. I'm pretty sure they were married. I'm not totally sure, but I think they were. And it just seems a waste of a duo that this had to happen. Now that looks a bit, we're not in the right place. But basically it just seems such a horrible, horrible pity that Tennille couldn't stay. I'm not a big celebrity watcher, folks, don't get me wrong, but I do appreciate music, and I really think it's sad that this once romantic duo had to come undone because of infidelity. Because I know the man had a disease. I know he probably couldn't write songs, or he couldn't do what Tennille wanted him to do. But basically, it just seems a pity that they had to disappear out of their marriage, had to be destroyed. And it's just, I do believe that marriage is indeed forever, for life. And you've got to be careful who you marry. That might indeed be the lesson to be learned. That maybe the captain and Tennille thought they loved each other, but it was all just lust. Sorry to pop the balloon of love and make it sound really bad, but basically it just seems a pity that, couldn't work out. I do think we need to move it across a bit more, but basically it's really a disappointment to hear that a famous couple like Captain and Tennille had to break. You'd think it would have held together with good old-fashioned love. And the thing is, I'm trying to get in touch with a loved one. His name's Luigi. And fortunately, I never married someone else that I didn't love. I'm glad I never married another man, because I would regret it. And I love Luigi. And indeed, like the way Captain and Tennille sung, love will keep us together. It will. For us too, it will. For Luigi and I, love will keep us together. We both are into photocopiers, so I'm trying to get this stuff to go to air on the TV news, the primetime news, on the free-to-air channels, whatever I can get help from these channels that typically report on negativity and other horrid things that they deem newsworthy, stuff that people seem to think is for the news, and they report shit. They don't care about this sort of stuff. And when I marry Luigi, it's going to be forever. It's going to be for life. Till death do us part. That's how I feel. I believe in marriage, but the marriage must be out of love. You've got to marry the right person in order to make it survive. I really feel sorry for Captain and Tennille and others, but you have to make sure that the relationship is enduring, otherwise it will end up in tragedy. And I can't have a tragedy like that. So Luigi and I, we love each other. Intuitively we know it. We know spiritually at the bottom of our heart that we love each other. So I really want to marry him and get it over and done with. So anyway, that looks better than I thought. A little bit curly, but there you go, some emerald green.